Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is April 1st. So Neptune in Aries is doing its thing. I actually had a dream about a week or two ago that is now actually playing out in the physical world. And now I'm wondering if it was a dream or if it was remote viewing. I don't know. But the world is seeing the surface of it. And in the dream, I saw the behind the scenes of it. Everything is not as it seems. We'll just put it that way. This is about Cory Booker doing his marathon speech that he's doing right now. It's a show. According to that dream anyway, it's all a show because, one, I think that there's a lot of Democrats, I've alluded to this before, Democrats, some of them, not all of them, some of them are either being bribed or blackmailed or intimidated into going along with the plan, basically, by the other side, by the Heritage Foundation MAGA side of things. And some of them are going to stand up and put a show on because a lot of folks, Democrats, are getting irritated at their spineless behavior. And in my dream, I saw one politician in particular stand up and talk as a sign of a show to appease their base, and that one politician was Cory Booker. And here we are, he's standing on the Senate floor having his marathon speech, and I don't think it's real. I think it's a show, according to that dream. And it bugs me. I actually woke up from that dream a little pissed off because I like Cory Booker, so who knows? I could be wrong. It could have been just a dream, but it's a little weird that it is actually physically playing out in the real world now. So may or may not have been true. All that being said, today's astrology is not a whole lot. The first half of the day is not a whole lot different than yesterday, except that the moon is making aspects today. So the moon is still in Taurus. Venus retrograde is ruling that subconsciousness. It is ruling your emotions. Venus is still in conjunction with the North Node. There's, like I said, people are starting to expose themselves. Some people are going to double down on lies and manipulation and things of that nature. This afternoon, the moon will move into Gemini, and then that Mercury retrograde that's moving into a conjunction with the North Node is going to be in charge. So there's just a lot of revealing information today. There is a lot of that intuition kicking in and going, something's just not right here. But a lot of people are going to be reacting to that, whether it's reacting to realizing they've been fooled or reacting to realizing that people are seeing that they're fooling others. There's going to be a lot of doubling down here. And there's going to be some outbursts, some lashing out because of things being exposed. Excuse me. The moon has already made a conjunction to Uranus, a sextile to Saturn, and a sextile to Mars this morning. This aspect pattern that's building up into this weekend, it's really an interesting thing because it's that aha moment. It's that shake-up in the realm of money and stability and things like that, food as well, that's leading to these opportunities to stand on business, to have those good boundaries with your intuition. It's really going to open up the door, though, to some lashing out, to some anger and things of that nature as well. So you may have already had something pop up that kind of stood out to you this morning, and maybe you've already had a little bit of an argument or a tiff with somebody because of that. Pay attention to that. The moon is also going to make a sextile to the rest of the stuff in Pisces, so that is Venus, the North Node, and Mercury before it goes void for a couple hours. So again, it's just things are not quite right, and you're starting to realize that things aren't quite right. You're starting to realize that they haven't been quite right for quite some time. And then when the moon moves into Gemini around 2:30 Mountain Time this afternoon, that's where you're probably going to start seeing some things pop up. The first thing it does is makes a sextile to Neptune in Aries. This is the first time Neptune in Aries is being highlighted since Sunday, so it's really going to show you how this Neptune in Aries is going to start playing out. Make sure that you are trusting your intuition here. People are going to be mad. People are going to be angry. When they start getting caught, they are going to lash out. So keep that in mind. People that are catching other people are going to be angry. I expect today to stay in the realm of arguments, yelling, screaming, those type of arguments, like big ones. But there is always that potential that it crosses over into actual physical violence. So make sure that you're being safe as you go through the day, okay? So let's pull you guys some cards. Things are about to get really interesting. That's all I'm saying. What is the energy for the collective today? We have the sun, so things are being illuminated. Things are shining. There is like I don't know why it feels false, but it feels like a false confidence happening. So I think that's kind of the thing with Neptune moving into Aries. We have a lot of people who have been very confident in their delusions and their manipulation and things like that. And as it becomes more and more exposed, they're going to try to like double down on holding on to that. But there's just a lot of confidence in the air today as we move into, the sun likes being in Aries. It's its favorite place to be. It's not aspecting anything right now, so it's kind of just hanging out doing its thing. That's your consciousness. So there is this like kind of upbeat energy, fun energy in there. But keep in mind that things are not all as they seem, okay? What to focus on today? What does the collective need to focus on today? Strength, yeah. So, yeah, there's the confidence. Ooh, look at this. A couple of major arcanas. So we have all this confidence, right? But you're going to need to make sure that you've got those good boundaries. Again, Aries energy is all about being courageous. So, strength card, that taming the lion, making sure that you're being courageous, you're being brave, you're standing your ground, even when you know it's going to be met with backlash, okay? So focus on that. Where are you being forced to stand your ground? Here, the honest truth, if you are in a situation where you have explained your boundaries multiple times and they're still being pushed, that's a sign. Those people are not for you. You shouldn't have to stand your boundaries that many times in the same situation over and over again, okay? But focus on that. Where are you having to do that? What to avoid today? What does the collective need to avoid today? We have the Page of Cups. Don't be too nice, okay? Yeah, where, the moon is, oh, my brain just stopped. The moon is in Taurus the first half of the day. The moon is warm and fuzzy in Taurus. It likes to be there. It's its favorite place to be. And then all of this Piscean energy can be very like falsely kind. Granted, a healthy, healed Piscean energy is genuinely kind and empathetic and caring. But we live in a world that kind of ruins that and will put out a false kindness. They will put out a mask of being sweet and caring and loving just to appease everybody else around them or to gain favor of people around them. So make sure that you're not being kind just for the sake of being kind, right? You don't have to be an asshole, but you don't have to offer an olive branch to people who don't deserve it either, okay? Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands. So there's this underlying energy of being guarded, right? So today we've got an illumination of things that are showing you where you need to have good boundaries and be courageous and stand your ground and not give your all to people who don't deserve it, okay? So clarifiers for the sun. Clarifiers for the sun. Remember, the sun is currently being ruled by Mars, and Mars is moving into that trine with Saturn. It's the third and final trine since it went retrograde. So I think this is going to be, an interesting ending to that transit. Dropped one. Okay. The Star and the Two of Wands, okay? So that energy of confidence, that energy of illuminating and seeing things, right? Bringing you healing, bringing you hope, helping you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and showing you where you can make a decision moving forward for the things that really light you up, that keep you going, that make you happy, right? So this is really a good energy, but we're having to be careful with this good energy, right? Still on the bottom, still having that guard up, still making sure you've got your boundaries good and strong here. Okay, clarifiers for strength. Maybe. 3 of Wands. Yeah, you're going to have to stand your boundaries. Be courageous to move forward with your dreams, to do the things that you enjoy. We have been so conditioned by society to do what we have to do and ignore what we want. Ignore the things that really light us up and keep us going. So we're getting to a place where we're really going to have to find that courage to chase our dreams. Because honestly, the way it's supposed to be done, what you have to do, that is falling apart right now, okay? One more clarifier. Oh, we got 2. King and Queen of Wands. That's fun. So all Wands. Stand your ground. Be courageous. Be clear. This Neptune in Aries is really going to ask you to be courageous in following your intuition and following your dreams. Okay, so really, what lights you up? What keeps you going? What makes you feel like you're king of the castle? What is it that sparks your fire? Stand your ground on that and make sure that you've got those boundaries against those that are always trying to knock that down. Okay? Let's see. Clarifiers for our Page of Cups. Why are we avoiding the Page of Cups? We've got a 2 of Swords. And Queen of Pentacles. So 2 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. We don't need to offer everybody that olive branch. We don't have to be nice to everyone. You don't have to be an asshole, but you don't have to be friendly to everyone, okay? There's something that you're not seeing. You know that you're sitting in like a crossroadsy kind of moment, but you're not really sure where that's heading. But there's something here about like stability, and the Page of Wands on the bottom, so the sneaky, sly fox kind of energy going on here, where somebody comes in all playful and fun, but really it's to kind of knock you off your game. Make sure that if you need to kind of withdraw from some things to find your space, to find your stability, that you do that. What I'm getting here is the tables are turning, right? Crossroads are happening, decisions are being made, and a lot of folks are starting to go after what actually fulfills them rather than what just pays the bills. And there's like this sly, sneaky energy that's underhanded coming in, trying to stop that from happening, but it's like they're doing it in a way that seems like they're being helpful, or they may even be playing supportive with a but attached to it, you know. So watch out for that today. Make sure that you're standing your ground, you're having good boundaries, you are listening to yourself, you're listening to that inner voice that's guiding you, and you're not being nice just for the sake of being nice, right? You're not being kind to others at the expense of yourself.